I wanted to talk this morning about mindfulness around quitting, around stopping, around saying no. And what I've been noticing is, we're in a really busy time of year right now for our family. When I say we, and it's the end of the school year, and there's school plays, and there's birthday parties, and there's swim parties, and there's all the track meets and the all the stuff. And what I'm raising two tweens, and what I've been hearing from them recently is, they're choosing not to do things, but instead of just saying, no, I'm tired, or no, I've already had a long day of school, or whatever it is, they start to, I'm going to use the word attack, but mean like verbally attack or downplay or finding fault in whatever the thing is that they're being invited to. So, oh, I don't really want to go. It's not that fun. I don't really like it anyway. Whatever the thing is. And I find that same process in myself and with adults, but I'm really able to, hone in on it with my tweens, and think about how often we don't want to do something, and rather than kind of exploring that or owning that, plans, maybe it's Friday, maybe somebody wants to do something with you after work, and you feel like you should, and how often we say yes when what we want to say is no, or we just simply don't want to for whatever reason. And instead of owning that, we downplay or insult or in some way try to make less than the person or the thing that is wanting our attention. And so, I think the issue with that, if we were to identify an issue, is that we're really devaluing our own boundaries and our own desires. So when we don't even honor or respect our own boundaries, it makes it really hard for anybody else to, right? So exploring that, why don't I want to do something or go somewhere or say something to somebody, or whatever it is, why don't I want to engage in that thing? What's important to me about this? What values are maybe being in conflict, or what emotions are present for me? What's physically happening for me that I want to pay attention to and place value on? And can we learn to say things, to quit things, to say no to things, to walk away from things, simply because we value ourselves enough and we're self-aware enough that that's enough, that I'm, as much as I love this thing, thank you for this invitation. I have really enjoyed this, and I'm really feeling tired tonight. And I don't even have to give the litany of reasons why, the 27 things I've done just yesterday evening between 5 to 8, right? I don't have to even give that list. I can just simply say, I'm grateful for whatever that thing is. This is wonderful. So is this. This is wonderful too. And I want to honor it. And it's tired, or it's busy, or it's distracted, or whatever it is. So we're going to just play with that this morning in our practice of how do we kind of tap into what is, and then honor it, that it is enough, and giving ourselves that self-love and self-compassion in our practice. So when you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes, or you can take a soft gaze. Just follow that deep breath, allowing your whole body to drop into this moment as you exhale, just feeling any places where you might be holding any tension, just releasing those this morning. And as you inhale, use that as an invitation to really go in, exploring what's happening in your body. Maybe naming places of discomfort. And then naming places of comfort. Noticing, observing, and naming your energy level. Exploring, observing, and naming your emotional state this morning. Using the phrase, I am feeling, rather than I am, just to remind ourselves of the temporary state, the dynamic state of being human. I am feeling tired this morning. Exploring, observing, and naming the state of your mind this morning. Busy. It feels foggy. It feels focused. Whatever that is. And then just meeting yourself right there. Letting go of any shoulds, or that tired isn't good enough. And instead just accepting, this is my state right now. This is where I am. This is how I am. This is who I am. And it's enough. Just sitting with that for a moment, observing your brain, accepting that or not accepting that, saying, yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Or yeah, but I can't accept it because. Just noticing all of that chatter. And beautifully, gently reminding yourself, those are just thoughts. And they're not facts. They're just your brain chattering away as it does. And we're going to invite a little curiosity into our practice this morning. And I'm just going to guide and lead some questions and allow your mind to chew on those, to toss them around, to think its thoughts, to feel its feelings. And your job in the mindfulness world is just to observe it objectively and stay curious. So what does self-care look like today, into this evening, and into this long weekend that most of us have the privilege of taking? What does self-care look like? How can you live in full alignment with your values today, this evening, and into the long weekend ahead? What advice would future you, the 5-year version, the 10-year version, you decide? What advice would future you give yourself about today, this evening, and this long weekend that lies ahead? What do you want to say yes to today, this evening, and over the long weekend? What are you willing to say no to today, this evening, and into the long weekend? In what ways will you remind yourself that you are worthy and valuable and perfect, so that you can say no, no without guilt, or even with guilt, still say no, and yes on purpose, intentionally, and authentically today, this weekend, and into the long weekend ahead of us. And sometimes it helps to grab a thought or a statement or an affirmation or a mantra, whatever you want to call it, so that when the guilt comes, when you say no, no, thank you, I don't want to attend. No, thank you, I'm not interested. And your guilt comes up and your shoulds come up and your values start to sink away. Is there some little phrase that you want to give yourself to lean on? Like, no is a complete sentence. I'm worthy of healthy boundaries. I'm not responsible for other people's feelings. Doing nothing is a really wonderful something. So grab your phrase. Let's do another big inhale and exhale, landing back right here in this moment with all of our worth, all of our ability to care for ourselves. Opening up our eyes and coming back together. Thank you all. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and a wonderful long weekend. Bye.